Chowdah heads.
And welcome back to the Chowdah Heads Talk podcast. We have a great show in store for you guys tonight. I'm Sean.
I'm Anthony.
I'm Matt.
I'm Terry.
We have a great list of topics for you guys tonight. We have a great friend of ours coming on tonight, James Cheech. Come on out here.
Woo! Let's go, Cheech. Let's go, Cheech.
What's going on, boys?
Welcome,
How you doing,
Cheech,
Cheech?
brother.
What's up,
Take
man?
a seat, brother.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, my friend.
So we were out last night getting some brews. This whole episode's about the boys and the brews. I noticed everybody was drinking a little bit of a different brew.
Oh, all right.
What's your perfect beer?
Bud Heavies.
Bud Heavies.
Bud Heavies.
How do
Absolutely
you like to enjoy
psychopath.
that?
I like to enjoy my nice Bud Heavy while working on my truck.
That's
The American dream, am I wrong?
The American
Wow, what do
dream.
you like to drink?
Do you like it in a glass? Do you like it in a can? What's going
By
on?
the picture, kid.
By the
Oh,
By
there
the
you go.
picture.
All
You
right.
shitting
I
me?
love it.
Okay.
I love
Bud
it.
Light.
Bud Light. Terry, what's your perfect beer?
I actually am not a big fan of beers in general.
Yeah, I agree with you. Neither am I.
It's not that great. I like mixed drinks, or I'll just do something simple like a gin and soda or whatever, vodka soda.
Yeah.
But I would say if I'm gonna drink a beer, I like a nice Corona with lime.
All right.
Corona with lime, yeah,
I
especially on
respect
vacation.
that.
What about you, Matt?
Perfect
Blue
beer.
Moon with a nice little orange slice on the rim.
How about
Orange
shock
slices,
top?
bro? You know what
You
I'm
have a
saying?
shock top?
Shock Top's
Shock
pretty
Top's
good.
bomb.
All right.
A shop top? What's that?
Shock Top.
What's that?
It's kind of like a blue. It's like a citrusy.
Have you guys tried the Dunkin' Harpoon?
I have.
Pretty
Heavy.
big.
Not
Trash.
a fan. It's pretty
You
much
don't like it?
What?
It's terrible. It's like
Really?
so wicked bitter. And I like like have you ever had coffee brandy?
No.
No, like Kahlua or anything
Yes,
like that.
Kahlua,
Yeah,
yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. All right,
We're so uneducated.
great like that, right? No, but it's like
We all know Kahlua.
coffee as like a nice hard liquor like that. I think it works, gives a nice flavor. But
Right.
as a beer, guys, no, it doesn't work. It's
You
Is it
don't
just
like yourself a nice coffee stout?
no.
You ever
dude.
had
So
one?
what's that? A coffee
Coffee
spout?
stout is pretty much like a dark beer. I think like a Guinness almost, but like coffee flavored. It's a lot better than a Dunkin's Harpoon.
Tip.
Try like a Nitro. Those are pretty good.
I will say I'm not a fan of dark beers in particular. You know, I think the lighter beers kind of just always taste better to me. I have had like nice like dark beer, but it's very rare, and I can't drink like a lot of them. You know, it's just doesn't.
It's too heavy on the stomach.
It's too heavy on the stomach. Yeah, especially if like you're like, actually out for the night and all that.
Yep, absolutely.
Can't do it all night, but yeah.
There's one thing I'm curious about before we end the topic on the favorite brew is what's everyone's like worst beer? Like what is like the most disgusting beer you've ever like tasted? Like
PBR.
Yep.
really?
I agree.
Like that's like the worst that you've had. Like you think Guinness tastes better than PBR?
Oh no, Guinness is pretty bad actually.
Guinness
To
is way
Guinness
too
drinkers, I
dark. Yeah.
apologize, but something's wrong with you.
Guinness is gross.
PBR is disgusting. Don't drink
I can't do Guinness. That's just like
There
Too
was,
much.
Matt, I actually remember maybe like this is actually wild. This is probably fucking years ago actually. You had like a party at your house, and like I don't know. I think
Sorry,
it was,
mom and dad.
Yeah. No, I think your parents like.
this when Sean puked everywhere.
No, well, probably. But,
Come on.
Different story for a different time.
Yeah. No, you had us try these like weird foreign beers. I think they were from Europe, and they had like it was like a 6-pack.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember
I
that?
remember
like
that.
a 6-pack kind of mixer. One of them was fish flavored. It was
Oh.
fish flavored beer.
No.
Absolutely terrible. I don't know.
disgusting.
Are
That's
you sure
gross.
the logo just wasn't a fish?
Yeah, no, I think
I
it's
swear it was.
Because there's an IPA out now that the logo for it is a fish, but it's not fish flavored. It's just the brand.
If
No, I know what you're
we were
talking about.
drinking fish flavored beer, it's no wonder I threw up. In my defense.
Sean, you're gonna throw up anyways. Let's
Sean,
Hey,
you
hey,
have to
I've been a lot better. Listen here, I have pictures of you on my phone, slumped after 2 gin and tonics at your birthday. You're in the booth, like
Cut to that picture.
false. It was not after 2 gin and tonics. It was after many more gin and tonics. All right.
all right.
Completely different.
Things are getting
Completely
a little
different story.
All right, so I was on Facebook the other day, and we were looking through these pictures, memes, and we were looking at it's 3 stay and 1 have to go for comedians.
Oh man. Yeah.
No, we did find that on Facebook. My buddy Kyle sent it to me, and we had a very heated debate in one of my group chats about this. 3 comedians have to stay, 1 goes. We have Will Ferrell, Seth Rogen, Adam Sandler, and Jim Carrey. Who would you guys pick and why? Matt, how about you?
3 stay, 1 go.
It's a hard topic.
Who was it?
Oh, so basically just who do I want not on the list?
Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell, Seth Rogen, Adam
If
Sandler.
none of their work, so if them and all of their movies
Everything they've made.
just gone,
Like they've never existed.
you had to choose one.
Jim Carrey, Seth Rogen,
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell, and who?
Adam Sandler. It's sacrilege in Boston and New England to pick Adam Sandler, so you can't say him.
Seth Rogen. I don't like people.
Seth Rogen.
People like to. Before I move on to someone else,
Someone who
people like to
agrees.
trash Jim Carrey, and I will admit that in the later years that he's really not been doing movies other than the new Sonic one. He has gotten like a weird new mantra vibe where like people think he's kind of a weirdo. I can see that. But like you can't deny that his old comedy movies that we grew up with were nothing but genius. Like
Ace Ventura
like,
is on top.
he's a
Ace
great
Ventura is so
actor,
funny.
and I love
The
I love them all. I love all the actors. Seth
Yeah.
Rogen, if I had to pick,
These are like the best.
I would
people,
take him
like,
off the
overall,
list, but that doesn't mean I don't like him.
yeah,
All right.
agreed.
I agree.
I can agree with Seth Rogen. I personally pick him off of the list because I don't really like more of like his
laugh?
recent stuff. To be honest, it kind of seems that Seth Rogen plays the same character every single movie.
The
Yeah, that's who he's known. Yeah,
Seth
Yeah.
he's a
Rogen.
stoner. That's
Seth
Seth
Rogen.
Rogen.
Counterpoint there, man. How can you say that? He is versatile. He is very versatile.
I don't see it. I really don't see it. I gotta
Can
have
I-
Jim Carrey on the list.
can
I
I
think
give you
he's
an
probably
example?
the most versatile
who's
of
yours,
everyone on
All
the
right,
list.
so first of all, the person that I would never take off is Seth Rogen. Absolute genius. that guy.
Absolutely.
Absolute genius. He could never go.
Right.
I would take
Guys,
that.
super bad. All right, legendary. Probably one of the best movies of the early 2000s. Right?
True.
Pineapple Express. Knocked Up, I think that movie was. He
Yep.
did.
Neighbors too.
Dude, Neighbors. He made Sausage Party too.
Yeah, I know.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did.
So and
He's
actually,
the sausage.
and also I think to
He
add
is the
on,
sausage.
he is the sausage.
we don't
I
want
would
to
take
talk
Adam
about that
Sandler
movie.
off.
You take Adam Sandler
I
off?
don't know, because Adam Sandler made really good, funny old.
All right, I
movies.
guess we're not having a podcast on the guest tonight, guys. Cheech, go.
He had really good old stuff. His new stuff's just like, eh.
Adam Sandler is the best on this list.
Did you know? Did you know
for me.
Adam
I love Adam
Sandler?
Sandler.
I don't know, like,
Adam Sandler was the most watched actor for 2019 on Netflix.
he could have been. I just don't.
I
would
will
just
say
not
he's
pick him.
making a comeback,
He is making a great
and
comeback.
some of his movies are catered to like everybody would probably think it's funny, but some of the movies that like I thought are funny because they're so stupid. Like my parents, like we watched it. I think I was like 12 years old. My parents rented on demand. Don't mess with the Zohan.
Oh man,
They were like, this is
I forgot
stupid.
about that.
Don't mess with the
Wasted
Zohan.
wasted money
Is
on that.
not Adam
But it was
Sandler.
Oh.
hilarious though.
No, don't mess with the Zohan is Adam Sandler, I believe.
You're thinking of Nacho Libre as Jack Black.
No,
Yeah.
I think he's thinking of Ben Stiller as
He's like-
fucking
Hmm.
Zoolander.
Yeah, maybe. Interesting.
I would have to actually say though, I'd probably kick off Jim Carrey, and it would break
Yeah.
my heart to do so. But
I'd kick
he
off Jim
just,
Carrey.
it's just not as memorable. And I think maybe it's just like the style of comedy, I guess. But he's just not as up there for me, at least.
All I can think for him is Ace Ventura.
Yeah, same.
And Ace Ventura 2, Pet Detective
Well,
was
yes, man.
ass.
Yeah. Wait, was that the one where like he played with Morgan Freeman, like as God, or?
That's Bruce Almighty.
That's
yeah,
okay.
Bruce
so
Which
Almighty.
is
No,
that
yeah,
was a great movie.
Bruce Almighty
Yes,
was
man,
a great
he
movie.
says yes all the time.
I'd be very sad about that, but I could live without it.
Have you ever seen Burt Wonderstone? It's got Steve Carell as the main character, and it's got Steve Buscemi, but Jim Carrey plays like a Chris Angel type character in that. He's absolutely fucking hilarious. And it's,
Who played the Mask? Was that Jim Carrey?
yeah, that was Jim Carrey as
See,
well.
that's
Jim Carrey.
another hard one for me because it's just
Yeah.
like that's a nice one too.
Would
but
you
it's-
still kick Jim Carrey off now?
Yeah, I still would because
Yeah, man,
honestly I
that's-
haven't
no.
seen The Mask in like
Jim
years.
Carrey.
So I think I
Fuck
could live
you.
with
Just
it.
kidding, Jim Carrey. Sorry.
Sorry.
So you guys want to dive into a little pop culture?
Yeah,
What's up?
how
What's
Logan
going on?
Paul.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul about to fight Antonio Brown. What do you
Insane.
guys think? How about you,
That is
Anthony?
insane.
I think Antonio Brown will mess Logan Paul up.
He's gonna.
That's
win.
I love Logan Paul. I like Logan Paul. I don't think he's going to beat Antonio Brown whatsoever. absolutely
I
not.
100%.
Yeah, no.
Antonio Brown is like an insane athlete.
Absolutely.
Like, so to be fair, Logan Paul is bigger. Like he is physically a bigger person. I think he's like an inch or so taller, and he's way more built. But he only started like doing boxing and like I was like getting really into like the fitness stuff pretty recently, right? Like in the first 2 years or so, in like the last 2 years or so.
Who, Logan Paul?
Yeah, Logan Paul, right? I mean,
but
he's always been a big guy.
Do you think that 2-year advantage gives him the jump on Antonio Brown? Because
Dude, Antonio Brown's been playing football for like his
Antonio
entire life, and
Antonio Brown definitely has
He's just gonna
endurance,
eat him.
and he's
Insane.
built for
Physically
that.
eat
And he can definitely
Logan
take
Paul.
a few hits.
He's a
but
football player too.
Do you
so
think
it's
he?
like,
Do you think he can throw a good punch the way that Logan Paul has been trained to punch?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Okay, that's an
100%.
interesting take because
100%.
I'd say it would give him an edge. I'm not sure if it would
Even if Logan Paul was training in boxing consistently every single day for 2 years, you're not going to beat someone who is a world-class athlete, you know? Antonio Brown is the type of athlete that if you put him in another sport, he'll dominate that too. I could see him as a basketball player. I could see him as a lacrosse player, like, you know, I don't know, like anything that's like really like a physically hard sport. Even as a fighter, as an MMA fighter, as a boxer, he could dominate that, you know?
He's built for it.
Built for it. Because again, like with the guys like that, they're special, you know what I mean? Like, and like they're just physically capable in a way that, you know, an average person cannot touch. And especially with training his whole life, like, doesn't matter if he's never done boxing a day in his life, he will dominate him. Without a doubt.
Terry, would you say that Logan Paul being bigger and like heavier, more built, like so he's heavier, that would put a damper on his like stamina and like his endurance over the course of time because he's bigger?
Did you guys see the fight with Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder? Okay, so Tyson Fury is a huge guy. I think he's like 6'8". And boxers nowadays, I'm sorry, just to break, but boxers nowadays are huge. Like, thinking back to Mike Tyson was like my height, and now we have guys like Deontay Wilder who's like 6'5" at least, you know what I mean? Like, it's just interesting to see how sports are changing like that. But yeah, so
something in the food.
Oh yeah, yeah. Tyson Fury is a huge guy. He's bigger than Deontay Wilder, but I do believe that Deontay Wilder was a better fighter. I think the fight ended in like either split decision or I think someone won by like decision, but it was a TKO. No, not even TKO. I think it was just points actually. But yeah, I think being a bigger guy, strong guy, is not always an advantage. I think a lot of times it's like a disadvantage. I know that, you know, in sports, like a common saying is the lower guy wins. And that's just because when you're putting a lot of power and you can go up on someone, like, I mean, that matters a lot. And being big and strong, that can only take you so far. You'll hit hard, but that's about it. And if you can't hit someone, oh well.
Yeah, that was a big problem for Logan Paul in the past. Was he's got a big hit and he's got a good technique and stuff, but he does run out of stamina very quick, especially when he's going against smaller people.
His younger brother Jake Paul, he has like kind of a slimmer, sleeker build there, right? I'm not as familiar with like them as you guys.
He's a lot
He is a little shorter.
I think just that alone, Jake Paul could probably be a better athlete than Logan Paul can, just because of that, you know.
Well, he's actually about to take on KSI, who did beat Logan Paul.
Yeah, I didn't see the fight. How'd that fight turn out between
Jake and Gib?
Jake and Gib. He
First
beat him
round
in the
TKO.
first round.
That's pretty.
I'm not gonna lie, Gib he was like crouching a lot and just losing his balance a lot, even when he wasn't getting like penalties towards the TKO.
Yeah.
Like it just looked like he was like not like as ready as Jake was.
Yeah, he won 2 fights prior to that though.
Gib?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. And Jake won one.
Jake won 1 against Deji. That's crazy.
That isn't pretty.
So
insane.
KSI is making music now as well.
He's not bad. All right, so Anthony showed me a song yesterday, I think it was actually by KSI. Not bad, not bad.
Down like that?
Yeah, I'm sorry?
Down like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, showed
that's
him
nice.
Down Like That, which is with Lil Baby and Rick Ross, and he also made a song with Trippie Redd. And I forget what that's called.
Yeah. What do you guys think about like? So I think it's interesting seeing like all these YouTube stars. So I almost feel like Logan Paul started a kind of a trend with like some like people that are celebrity. So yeah, YouTube boxing, right? But it's like, what can you build off of that? Like, are we gonna see like, you know, famous celebrities and all that getting into like other cool things? Nice throw. Do you think that's like a trend that might pop up? Because I feel like it's
already
kind of
popping up.
Yeah.
YouTubers are boxing all over the place.
Yeah.
Everyone's calling everybody out. I think it's going to be like the newer wave of what YouTubers are doing, and the
Yeah.
same thing
Being
with
famous
Is
rapping
it the
too.
new YouTube diss track?
No, it's the same thing with the diss track. I feel like the diss track was the beginning.
Actually, you know
Now
what?
they're
Dancing
all
with the
making
Stars,
music.
I think, was probably the first
Oh
thing.
my god!
Now, if we're getting into like big celebrities like doing things that like they're not, that's
We're
like,
talking
not
about
them.
YouTubers.
All right, so
We can talk about,
interesting
you know-
topic. If we're going to talk celebrities boxing each other, who would you love to see box each other? Pick 2 celebrities.
Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez.
Well, that'd be pretty
Why
cool.
those two?
Because those bitches can go at it.
That would be an intense fight. Like, who would win?
Selena Gomez.
Russell Crowe and Bruce Willis.
Interesting.
I want to see George Clooney versus Brad Pitt.
Neither of them, they're both
Wait,
beautiful.
hey, whatever
Wow,
happened?
what a good combo.
That's nice though.
Holy
That's really
shit.
cool.
Whatever happened to Tom Cruise versus Justin Bieber?
Listen,
That's
Tom,
never gonna happen.
No,
Tom
that's
Cruise is
stupid.
fucking crazy, dude. This
Yeah,
dude
actually.
did all of the Mission Impossible movies stunts by himself. For one of them, he held his breath for 6 minutes underwater. He scaled a skyscraper without any fucking equipment.
Didn't he hold on to an airplane as it was flying?
Yeah.
Was that real? Like, was that
100%.
actually insane? Absolutely insane.
Tom Cruise. Listen, Scientology got to give you some weird ass demon powers, bro.
Has to. That's funny. That's funny.
Dude
So,
figured out how to be superhuman practically.
so Elon Musk made a song.
Yeah,
Really?
you know,
EDM
track.
music. Yeah, an EDM track.
Don't doubt your vibe.
Don't doubt your vibe. How do you feel about that, Sean? Elon Musk making music.
I think it's just a marketing stunt.
Yeah.
Tesla stocks keep going up and down and up and down. I think it's
It's-
catering to a younger generation who are more knowledgeable on his designs and up and coming products.
Cool.
I think that for like the adult generation, he's very outdated. A lot of them see him as a failure
Yeah, I'd
because
say
he's had a lot of bankruptcies, failures with Tesla.
He's pretty active with the community and the younger generation on Twitter and stuff, though, and obviously he's making a song. He's pretty hip.
Yeah.
I think Elon has always been a marketing kind of like prodigy, though.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
He launched the Tesla into space. I mean, like, there's no point in that at all. But I think after he did, like, Tesla stocks
went
climb,
up.
Stoinks.
you know. The problem with that, though, is he'll do this, like, 3 times a year. And it's like he'll do something, like, I think smoking weed on, like, the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, that was a good stunt.
You know, but it's like stocks will go up, and then it's less like, oh, like we're like overvaluing this, so then the stocks drop. It's interesting though seeing it. You know, there's not really another head of a company doing something like that. We haven't seen that. I think like Steve Jobs is pretty good, but like he wasn't doing like stuff.
I
like
got my
that.
controversial opinions on Steve Jobs.
Yeah,
but,
we'll skip that one. Did you guys
No
see
doubt for
the
another day.
Super Bowl commercial for the Tesla?
I did not actually.
No,
Nah,
I didn't actually.
I don't think there was one, but we're gonna segue that into Super Bowl commercials. What was your favorite Super Bowl commercial, Terry?
I didn't watch the commercials that much, but actually, so we did see the Tom Brady commercial, which is pretty cool. But now I'm confused because there's still reports that he's not gonna re-sign with the Patriots. So, but he did say, "I'm not going anywhere."
Was he or was he not walking onto the field?
He
all
was
drama.
walking onto the field. If you look at the way that his sneaker, I looked into this because I was
No,
like,
I looked into it too.
I
He
was
was
crazy
walking
about
off
it.
the field.
No, he was not, dude. Look at his ears and look at the way his feet look.
Look at the way his
I
knees bent. His knees bent towards us, like he's
Am I
walking
missing
off the
something?
field.
swear. Dude, no. We'll see. I wish they had like a highlighted picture that actually showed it.
I
Like,
know.
they should reveal that like I don't know in a year or so.
Yeah, so big question is Brady coming back to the Patriots or not?
If he's smart, he'll just retire.
What do you guys think? You know, leave your suggestion in the comments. Absolutely.
I think that's a good one. I think that he would love to continue playing football forever. Honestly,
Oh, he'll go till he dies, but
he could
if he's smart,
I think the only two.
I think he wants one more, then he's gonna retire.
Yeah, I think he's
One more
mad he
season or
didn't
one
miss
more ring?
One more ring.
One more ring.
How do you guys feel about the rumors he might go to the San Francisco 49ers?
I think that's
So
terrible.
far.
There was
I
a
think
rumor.
that's-
There was a rumor that he was going to go to the Miami Dolphins, and I was like,
Yeah.
False.
So
All of it.
Absolutely
it
not.
you
would
can't trust Facebook.
I actually
Who
really
is Brett
think
Favre?
that he's not gonna. I would really doubt that he is gonna sign to another team. I mean, I know that he could consider it, but like, it's not a smart career.
I think he'll
move, like,
consider it, but
Absolutely
he'll
not.
either live or die Patriots.
It's a whole
Yeah,
nother
agreed.
team dynamic that he would have to learn.
a whole new
he's
system. he would
molded to
literally
the
do.
Patriots.
This is Brady. This is I'm sorry,
No,
Bill
Patriots
Belichick's
molded
system.
around
Like
him.
Tom Brady, like the plays that they do, it's by Belichick, and Tom has been used to that. I mean, I don't think. And also, you got to look at what type of quarterback he is. He's not a running quarterback. He's not like an athletic, like Patrick Mahomes type guy. He's like a
Mahomie.
Brett Favre. Like, I'm gonna stand in the pocket. I'm gonna make the throw, or we're gonna throw it away, and like we're just not gonna get it. But he's not. You know, and I think that's what a lot of other teams are doing right now. So he has a very limited market. You know.
Yeah.
And he has limited marketability. I don't even know if some teams would want him to do that. You know.
He's kind of old. You know,
Yeah,
I
he's an
think
older
that
guy. He's not.
He's definitely hasn't been as hot in the past few years.
Yeah, I think that in the past few years,
I think that's false. I think in the beginning of this most recent season, he was on fire. He just lost it halfway through.
He doesn't have like a good team right now. He doesn't have his receivers. He doesn't have Gronk anymore.
Yeah, but he was doing good. Don't doubt.
He's because he's a good quarterback. He can make the play, but that's also his job. You know? So it's interesting to see though. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is he going to go or?
I don't know if he's going to do another season or not. I think he probably will, but I definitely think he would retire with the Patriots. But other people have not. I don't remember who it was. I was talking about it with my parents the other day. I don't know if it was Brett Favre or somebody else. So I'm gonna get bashed. No, somebody.
Oh, no. Someone said don't do it.
No, somebody was like around Brady's age. I don't know if it was Brett Favre. Like actually switched to another team. I don't know if it was the Ravens or
was it
what
Joe
team,
Montana?
and actually won a Super Bowl.
It was Joe Montana.
When they switched to a new team after being on the team for years, they switched teams and won a Super Bowl.
And then he continued and he lost.
And then
again
retired.
and they retired.
Which brings me back to my point. What if he goes back to San Francisco and he's back with Jimmy Garoppolo again?
Yeah, but
I think
they're not going to
I think
get rid of
Jimmy would be
Garoppolo.
really, really mad about that. Yeah. I think he'd be very.
What
upset.
if they traded Brady for Garoppolo?
They'd be like, all right, we'll take him back.
We could have kept Garoppolo.
Garoppolo, even though they lost, Garoppolo was killing.
Who do we have right now as our backup? What's his name?
I'm not sure actually.
Did we get rid of that most recent guy?
Like Brissett or something?
Yeah,
like that?
something like that.
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, Jacoby
He's
Brissett.
dated, isn't he? I thought we got rid of him.
He's cheap. So another thing that's interesting is that so I think Brady's if he was to do it, I think he'd be asking for at least $300 million a year. Is he worth that?
That's nuts.
For football, no.
So that's taking up
I love Tom
lot
Brady.
of the teams
At his age,
things.
No.
If the Patriots still want to be relevant at all after Brady leaves, and like let's be honest, like it's just not going to go forever that we're going to keep Brady and like we can
Can you
build off
imagine getting
him.
$3 million a year?
300.
300 million.
$300 million.
ridiculous.
Well, $3 million a year.
I mean, I'd be happy. I'd be happy with 100K.
You know.
I know. Just pay off my truck all day.
Yeah, I don't think. So honestly, I think Tom Brady kind of has to make a moral decision here too, because it's like, is it fair to ask for $300 million, eat up the Patriots' budget so that even if he does play one more year, for the next year they're going to be kind of crappy. They're not going to have the guys that they need to, and like the Patriots going to fall off hard. And I don't think they want to do that. I don't think New England fans are ready for like a hard Patriots fall. But that's what we're looking at.
What, for us to suck for like the next 10 years?
We're looking at us to suck for like a decade.
Yeah,
you know what
after
I mean?
Brady's gone.
You gotta
Before the Brady era, like the Patriots were like a laughable team.
Not necessarily because we had
We made it usually.
Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe was pretty good.
huge.
We weren't like I'd say the best, but it's like we were solid. But I think once we found Brady and got into our groove, like we dominated for the last decade. So
Well,
Can you imagine joining a team and you just like dominate?
It must be such a good feeling.
I love it.
well,
I can't. I don't play football.
I miss playing football. It was great. I definitely do miss that every day.
well, away from Brady, you guys see any other Super Bowl commercials you liked?
Smart pack.
Smart pack. You got smart pack, kid?
You can't park that car in there.
That got really
Then unpacked it.
that
I'll
got
park it
really
again.
annoying very quickly. Because then like everybody was playing. It was funny.
To be quite honest, the only one I thought that was great in that commercial was Chris Evans.
Yeah.
I thought the Bulldog was pretty good.
The Bulldog.
Yeah.
Of course.
loves
Someone
Bulldog.
please
What?
buy Cheech a
He was
Bulldog,
mean
man.
mugging.
It's amazing.
All he had to do was just go.
Cheech would trade his girlfriend for a bulldog.
Sorry, Shannon.
All right, let's get into more of a personal topic.
Let's do it.
Getting out of your own way
Oh, good one.
and how that affects you and your
Let me
own
ask you
way.
guys, do you guys think there's a negative trait about you that you want to change, or even if you do think there is a negative trait, do you not want to change it?
Yeah.
It depends on what it is.
I feel like we all have negative traits that we try to pretend we don't have.
Do you think you're aware of one that it's like, would you rather it not be there?
100%.
Breathe heavy,
Absolutely.
Having some deep thoughts.
I could tell.
I'm too stubborn for my own good, and then you try to face being stubborn and angry with yourself, and then you just get more angry at yourself. It's kind of hard.
I'm kind of the same way. I think I'm a very, very hard-headed, stubborn person.
Right.
The thing is, though, it's hard for me to say like I would change a lot about myself, because I think that certain traits are good to have. Like I think especially looking back, like growing up, like I was very timid kid growing up. I was very shy, and and looking at me now, I think I've done like a complete 180 in like my personality. Do you guys like Anthony and Cheech? You guys probably remember me a little bit from like when we first started high school.
Yeah.
I was definitely like I was still in my bubble, in my shell.
Yeah, bubble. You
My
were the
bubble.
bubble boy.
I was the
bubble
bubble boy.
boy.
I was definitely the bubble boy. But I think what I did learn was to be assertive and all that. But I think that at a certain point, maybe it grew to a certain point where confidence became cockiness, maybe. And I had to like kind of relearn, like, all right, like, you know, now like I like myself more as a person, but now I have to understand, like, you know what, I have to think about other people. I have to be more empathetic. I've been trying to be more empathetic to people. I think that's always been somewhat hard for me. I mean, I try to be, you know, as understanding of other people as I can, but I think that I could even be more. And I think that I know also understanding that people don't think that the way I do. And
That's big.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. You know, if you think about it, every single person has their own perspective on life. So
I feel like at a young age you're so close-minded about what everybody else thinks, you don't realize until you get yourself into situations with other people, and you have to perceive how they think, and you have to really understand how they think.
Yeah.
Because it's not the same as you.
yeah.
And that's interesting.
Avi, I'm curious, because you've definitely been the relationship type for years. You know, it's like you have these long-term girlfriends. How do you feel about that? Because like you kind of do have to get to know a person deeply for that to work. I mean, is there like a challenge for you particularly because of that you feel comes in dating, things like that?
Well, when you're dating somebody for a long period of time, you really have to bounce off of each other in a positive way.
Yeah.
You can't really be in a negative space or a negative atmosphere. You guys have to find like a not like a super happy place for you guys to stay in, but like a nice median that you guys can, you know, give respective opinions, not get mad at each other.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, which, you know, that ends relationships. When you can't do that, it's all communication. You have to talk to your significant other, whoever that may be.
But do you think that creates like a sort of like line you have to stay in when you're talking? Because obviously when you're arguing in a relationship, yeah, there are things you want to change about yourself and be more empathetic to the other side, but I think a lot of anger and frustration comes out of relationships with the other side not being empathetic and understanding towards you.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I never thought I was an angry person until I got into a relationship.
Yeah, well, 100%.
He's angry because he's in a relationship.
Nah, it's all good things. It's evolved from over time. When you're younger, you don't really realize what somebody else wants from you, and then as you get older, you slowly seem to understand your significant other. If it's a female, you know, it can be whatever you want. You know, it's 2020. But with women, you're never fully gonna understand them, in all due respect. But I don't think that they'll understand us 100% either.
Fair point.
So back to communication being 100% key. You guys
You're
need
gonna
to
compromise too.
Yeah,
You're definitely gonna compromise.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Compromises that you don't hold over each other's heads.
Right.
Now
Now-
that's where it gets.
Fair,
That's where it
yeah.
gets toxic.
Now the same thing coming back to
like I do this for you and
to
this
you
for
two,
you.
not have been in a relationship for
Single
your entire
boy
life,
for a
basically.
while.
What's your
Damn!
outlook? What is
Put
your
me on blast. Why
Wow.
don't you?
No, I'm
Thanks,
just saying.
America.
Thanks, America. I want to know. I'm curious. The same thing that you just asked me, but in the perspective of
So
a single,
actually, I
single
think
man.
Single man, talk.
Personally, I feel like it kind of puts me in a space where I'm like very self-conscious, and I tend to doubt myself a lot because it's like you go out and when you're not in a relationship and you're constantly dating and it's just kind of an evolving cycle of not having that,
Yeah.
you kind of start to like develop negative self-thoughts, and you just kind of like get angry and have a jaded look on the world a little more, and I think that's kind of like
What?
negative.
Yeah, explain a jaded look on the world.
Why are you angry here?
Well, you know, it'd be nice to have someone. Not everyone has someone.
Oh, you just
Cheech.
want to cuddle?
Maybe.
I'll cuddle with you.
You'll cuddle with me.
I'll cuddle
Alright.
with you.
What about you, Matt?
Kyle might be mad.
Actually,
at
Matt will cuddle with you. He's very lonely.
Y'all
In terms of
Kyle will be
this conversation or cuddling,
This conversation, not cuddling, no.
the people will remain unnamed for privacy purposes. But I was in a very toxic relationship previous to my last relationship, where it was very nosy and untrusting, and constantly like when she would get texts on her phone, like I'd like be like, want to know who it is, when they were going out, where are you going, who are you going with, like,
Toxic.
and just not healthy. And then my most recent relationship, I started off with 100% trust, and we had full trust and communication, and it was honestly one of the most, like, eye-opening things of, like, how easy a relationship can be when you just, like, trust people. I'm not saying, like, not caring, but you just, like, you give your trust. If they give you a reason to, and if they break your trust, understandable, but from the beginning, full trust. She understood that I had friends who were females. I understood that she had friends who were guys, and sometimes she would text me. I'd, like, get home from work, and she'd be like, hey, later tonight I'm going to get a drink with my friend Mike. Just her and one dude getting a drink. And I'd be like, okay, cool. Text me when you get home. And she'd be like, okay, thank you. Like, that's awesome. And it was...
That's big. It's huge.
It's huge.
Cool. That's pretty good.
So, away from relationships on the topic, what are some ways that you think that you can, like, better yourself for your own good to achieve your own goals?
Stay healthy. Surround yourself with people who want that shmoney. You know what I'm saying? In reality, surround yourself with good people. That's really
positive environment.
Yeah.
You know,
Positive mindset.
Stay in a good
Positive
headspace. Everything.
I don't think money should be the mindset, though. I think that's not a healthy mindset. You shouldn't be after the money. You should,
With the world that we live in right
you
now.
you should do kind of what I was talking about last episode, just briefly. It's just like you should do what you're interested in, what you love, and what you're passionate about, and then hopefully, if you're well enough at it, you can turn it into something that brings you money. But you shouldn't go get a job because it pays you $120K a year, and then you're miserable.
That's the dream. That's the dream. But
is it worth it
sometimes it's not reality.
Is it worth it to be miserable though for $100K a year?
I got it. That depends on the
Because then you
200 and I'll be okay with
No,
it.
but
then you're not gonna have the drive to do that. But if you did something that you're passionate with, then you can achieve, like, do your best to make more than that.
I feel like it also kind of boils down to, like, how you are as a person, because if you're a more materialistic person, you're more likely to want to go suffer for the money you need it. Yeah. You need money.
If you
to
need
survive,
it, you need it.
But,
no, but like at that point,
I feel
you
like
physically need it, like for your own like mental like health. If you're like that materialistic of a person, you know, like you do feel like you need it, you know, so everything else isn't going to matter as much.
I feel like it kind of relates to, like, you know, getting out of your own way and learning about yourself, because then when you get out of your own way, you kind of, like, you know, eliminate all the bad habits about yourself, and you learn what to do to maintain yourself in healthy boundaries and, like, you know, keep moving forward with a healthy mindset.
Without a doubt.
And I don't know. I feel like it just makes life better.
Yeah, I like that.
I think that's a great place to cut this episode off and, you know, venture into our
I feel like we're ending it
third
on a little
episode.
bit downer of a mood. We've talked, just Cheech of anything he wants to say. He hasn't really brought up his own.
Cheech, do you want to say anything?
You want to?
No. I think we covered it pretty good.
All right, guys.
All right.
Well, guys, thank you for listening to ASMT podcast, the Chowdah Heads, as you may know.
Chowdah Heads Talk.
Chowdah
ASMTv
Heads
is the
Talk.
channel name. God damn it, Terry.
Subscribe.
Special thanks to our
We
friend
talked about
Cheech
this.
for being on here as a special guest. Cheech,
Thank you,
love you, bro.
Cheech.
Appreciate
Thank you guys.
a lot.
Thanks for having me.
And
No
it's been a
problem.
good one, guys. And we will see you next week.
Hey, the Patriots don't cheat.
Let's